What's up, meta nerds? This video is all about the MC80 Home 1 type cruiser, made famous as Admiral Ackbar's flagship. it was manufactured at the Calamari shipyards, the enormous ring that surrounded their homeworld DAC, also known as Cala. This ship was originally built to be a civilian vessel and would take the always curious Calamari on their deep space research missions. It originally was unarmed, and to make sure they had a nice view of the wonders of the galaxy, the ships had way more viewports than you would see on a normal military ship. When the Galactic Empire deemed the Calamari to be not a sentient people, and thus perfect for slave labor, the entire species decided to align themselves with the rebellion. The first modifications to this transport was to put thick armor plating over many of those viewports, and to add tons of weapons. There were 36 turbo laser cannons, 36 ion cannons, and 6 tractor beams. This was pretty impressive, especially since it wasn't originally designed to be a military ship, but it does have much less firepower than a Victory-class Star Destroyer, which had 40 double turbo lasers and 10 quad turbo lasers, combined with 80 concussion missile tubes and 10 tractor beams. The Home 1 did have a ton of cargo space, and actually contained 20 hangar bays. 2 of these were extra large hangar bays, one on the starboard side and one on the underside of the ship. And these bays in total could carry 120 starfighters that were normally a mix of A-wings, X-wings, and either Y-wings or B-wing. That might sound impressive, but again, it pales in comparison to a Star Destroyer. The Venator, for example, could carry about 292 vehicles, which includes in that number very large vehicles like the LA-AT and the ATTE. The Home 1 was 1,300 meters, or 4,265 feet long, which is more than 3 times the length of the Empire State Building, and over 650 Chewbacca's. And we don't have a top speed, but it does have a hyperdrive, and moves around the galaxy via its 4 main engines with 6 maneuvering engines. Because of the Calamari's unique hands, many of the ship's controls could not be operated by humans, but other species can still be seen on the Home 1, performing whatever tasks were possible to them, and thus a multi-species crew often made up the total 5,402 members and 78 gunner crew. In case of an emergency, it could run with a minimum crew of 1,230. In addition to this, the standard troop accommodation suited 1,200 soldiers, but if needed, temporary housing could be set up throughout the ship, including the many hangar bays. For defense, the Home 1 had a pretty genius system, where the 3 shield generators were placed around the ship so that they overlapped in crucial areas. And if we take a look inside, we see that its civilian status did make it a great command ship, and there were plenty of room for extra troops and important rebellion leaders, as well as large recreation areas that helped to make the long time in space more bearable. Because of its respectable firepower, enormous cargo area, and accommodations for rebel leadership, the Home 1 was able to serve as a carrier, battleship, and command center. Being the underdogs, the rebellion was able to take advantage of a very useful feature of the Home 1. Calamari engineers worked in a very unique design, which allowed the ship to break up into 3 separate parts. And this forward section over here could disengage from the main body of the Home 1, and because they had some weapons on these sections, they could either continue fighting or function as escape pods. Its history started with the conversion of passenger freighters into warships, and when Ackbar was broken out of an imperial prison, with the help of the rebellion, he dedicated his life to the resistance movement. This happened just before the loss of Echo Base on Hoth, and the Calamari ship became a mobile base of rebellion operations. With Ackbar's military experience proven through the Clone Wars, and his successful efforts in driving the Empire off of his homeworld, he was given the rank of Supreme Commander of the Rebel Fleet. And with this new designation, he named the Home 1 as his flagship. The Home 1 was crucial during the Battle of Endor, and it was from the bridge of this ship that Ackbar coordinated the rebel attacks on the second Death Star. After the fall of the Empire, Ackbar continued to use the Home 1 for the next 5 years. And it was also the ship that Rogue Squadron called home. He continued to hunt down the Imperial remnant, and used the Home 1 during the Alliance's capture of Coruscant, which awarded the rebels crucial shipyards that were then often used to service the Home 1. Even with the creation of more advanced Mon Cala cruisers, like the MC80B and the MC90 in the year 10 ABY, Ackbar still kept the Home 1 as his flagship, and it appears that the ship wasn't officially retired until the year 23 ABY, along with the retirement of the distinguished Supreme Commander. Well, that's it for the Home 1, but you definitely want to hear these cool facts and behind the scenes stuff. There has been a lot of confusion about the armament of this ship over the years, with the number of turbo lasers ranging from 29 to 48, and even a whopping 142 cannons. The number I used is considered to be the most accurate because it's from the most recent official source. But I actually think that although the number I gave you earlier for the length, 1,300 meters, is very inaccurate, even though it's also the official size. Many people have pointed out that this number seems way too small, and when you just do a visual comparison, it is nearly as long as a pair of Imperial II class Star Destroyers. This makes many believe that the minimum length of the Home 1 has to be around 2.5 kilometers, or about 1.5 miles long. The game's Star Wars Empire at War also used a larger scale than what is considered the official size, rendering the Home 1 at a length of 3,200 meters. Well, that's it for the Home 1. If you liked it, go ahead and hit that like button, and be sure to leave a comment down below if I missed any cool facts, or if you have a suggestion for future videos. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at MetaNerdsLore, so you can see us build Star Wars props and cosplays, along with some other cool Star Wars stuff. If you want to help support this channel, check out the description below for our Amazon store and our Patreon. And be sure to subscribe, because we're making videos like this every single day. But more important than all that, remember, if you have to be stationed on a ship in the Rebellion, it might as well be the cruise ship with turbo lasers, and the Force will be with you, always.